Hello, hello. Here we are, Tuesday morning, or afternoon, whatever it is for you. I haven't made much progress on this. Sorry. As always, I have to switch my tablet and my mouse around, because I can't do that until I start. Yeah, so I've worked a little bit. I mean, I've done some things. Just working on the drapery again, mostly, and starting to figure out more where the belt goes. So it's kind of a funny thing, the belt. If you look at, it's kind of hard to tell just from using your naked eye, but it gets wider, I believe, in the back, or rather, I should say taller. And it's like it's not as symmetrical as it looks at first glance. Like you can see, this is actually an angle here from this point to this point. It's not straight across. We've got this sort of asymmetrical wave here to fit this gemstone, and also interestingly enough, the gemstone is not a gemstone. It's like this bottle, or this where it's glass filled with liquid. So it kind of almost seems like it's connected by a tube to the potion bottle, or poison, I guess it's poison. So it's kind of makes you wonder if, I guess this is feeding into the, this is all speculation, this doesn't matter for the actual modeling the character, but I'm just thinking about it, like, is she generating this poison somehow, and then it's fed through this tube into this poison bottle? Or why are they connected, you know? Is she secreting some poisonous fluids and collecting them that way? And then it's in her collar too. So I wonder which direction it's going. Maybe the poison is feeding into her. Maybe she's kept alive by the poison. I don't know. Just something to think about. I don't think it said anything about that in her description. Not there anyway. I could always check the art station, but I don't remember there being much. Oh, why not? I'll go ahead and check it. God. I'm just curious. Says anything? No. Doesn't say anything more. I don't know. Something to think about. Oh, good morning. How are you doing? How's your Tuesday going? Oh, and of course, as always, let me know if I'm too quiet or if the music is too loud, because I have no way of telling. So today, I think I'm going to work on positioning this a little bit, and just sorting out this whole area because it's kind of a mess, and then mostly just the drapery because it's like some bits are getting close, but other parts are still at just 2,000 polys, so it definitely needs some work. Doing well. How are you? I'm good. I actually took time off this weekend, so I'm doing good. With my class ending, and I was TAing at the same at CG Spectrum and both of them kind of ended, so I'm kind of at loose ends too. It's like I have a lot of free time. It's basically just Firestorm and that's it. Um, so it's kind of weird in some ways, but it's nice to get a proper break because I haven't really had even like weekends off for a long time. So I'm chillaxing, I think. I think you could say. I think I'm gonna go away from how they've positioned the mask too. Like, I just don't like. I don't like where that is exactly. So I'm gonna take some more creative liberties with this one. Let's see where that gets me, because we just got so many things clipping into each other, and I don't like that. Hello. We've got exciting news that I don't know if anyone else has seen it, the Wolverine game trailer is finally officially released as opposed to just the leaks. So we're looking at fall 2026, I think. So that's exciting. I've been waiting for that one for a long time. I've been waiting for it for so long that I actually broke down and bought the Wii Wolverine game, which is a pretty bad game. So I'm very excited to have a more contemporary game soon. I don't have a PS5, so I won't actually be able to play it, but eventually it will be on the PC too. I think for this guy, he needs to be, yeah, bent like that. That's gonna cause some problems though. Ah. Play the PC version of the Wolverine Origin game with the wonky Deadpool. Oh, wait, no, so that's the one that I'm playing on the Wii. I don't know if Deadpool's in the Wii version. I didn't get very far. So I only got through like the first 2 levels or something because the controls for the Wiimote, there's one where you have to aim with the Wiimote and they're so janky that I couldn't get past it because I don't know if my Wiimotes are just too old and they're starting to break a little bit, or if the Wii games are just really bad. But I couldn't get that far, so I don't know if Deadpool's in the Wii version too, or if he's only in the PC. I couldn't get a hold of the PC version. I don't know how you did that. What made him wonky? Wait. You're not gonna spoil it for me. Okay. Did you watch Wolverine Origin movie? Yeah. Oh, is he's like in the movie? Yeah, okay, that is wonky Deadpool. Yeah. Not what I would call the best Wolverine movie, but I do enjoy all of them. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's still got some fun parts. I don't know what to do with all these layers. Whew. I don't even know which ones are clipping through here. I can't even tell. There's too many things happening here. What are you? Oh, it's the underskirt. Okay. And then that's probably the base mesh. Yeah. I mean, I could theoretically just get rid of, like, only her arms and legs are going to be showing, so I could get rid of all of the rest of her. I kind of like to keep it until I have more, just because that'll give me a reference so that I don't accidentally make her really disproportionate in one spot, but it is causing a lot of difficulties. Possibly I'll just make this. I don't like how thick this is. I don't get why people would make the palm facing the front. Like this. You know, that's a good question. I always do it to the side. I just kind of match the concept without even thinking about it. Is there, I mean, I assume there's a particular reason for rigging that doesn't make it more complicated for the rigger. Yeah, I have no idea. That'd be a great question for a rigger. I guess I have learned to do it. I've learned to do it with the palm facing the inside. So actually, maybe I should twist it around. I didn't even think about that. I just kind of was like, "Yep, I'll match the concept." So actually, that's a great point. Let's see how difficult it is to move it now. That's something I feel like I need to learn, rigging, even just some more basics of it, just so that I can be, you know what is exactly something riggers are looking for. It actually, what is it? Would be not be a neutral position. This is not a neutral position. Because this actually, I mean, if I'm thinking about palms forward, that's the straightest your ulna and radius will be. If you have palms to the side, then they're starting to cross. So that actually, it seems to me like that would be more difficult for a rigger, but maybe they don't really care about bones like that. I genuinely, I don't know anything about rigging. I know some things to avoid because I know riggers will get mad at me if I do those things, but I don't actually know why. It's too twisty. Isn't this subdivided? Don't I have any? No, I don't. Okay. It doesn't seem to want to blur anymore. Okay, fine. Yeah, I just matched the concept without thinking about it. So good catch. It's a little twisty now, but maybe I can sort it out. I was also messing around with her arms because I was actually aligning it with the concept the other day, and I was like, well, her upper arms actually get pretty thick up there, but they look pretty goofy now, so I think I'm gonna reduce that a little bit. But no, I mean, there's no reason I can't move them over now because I've already got these hands to proportion. So now that that's like that, it's actually really easy to twist them. Kind of a complete accident, but it worked well. Her arms just look a little bit noodly. And I'm not very good with like a skinny person like this. I'm used to doing like big muscular people. So when I don't have a lot of muscles to work with, I don't really know what to do. So it's kind of a challenge learning to make it look complete, not like just like an unfinished arm. I guess it is not muscular, so how do you complete it without adding all those muscles? But we'll get there. And of course, while working on it, I know I'm going to accidentally make her all muscular. I always just default to that. You know, maybe I twisted it up too high, actually. Your elbow doesn't really move when you twist your arm. I haven't thought about that. I want her elbow to be back here still. Let's look at my handy dandy reference. Yeah, it's always palm inward. I didn't even cross my mind, but you always do it like that, yeah. Kind of straight. Her arms are very straight right now, which isn't good. What on earth? What did I do? I accidentally pressed some random button while I was trying to grab the last brush, and I set the mask to mesh balloon? What does that do? I'm really curious. I've never used this before. Oh. Wait, no, the mask is just pen. What? I don't understand. Okay, whatever. As far as pressing random buttons in ZBrush and having weird things happen go, that actually wasn't bad at all. I feel like her arms are very stiff. They feel kind of strange. I'm not sure if that's because of how I've posed them, or if I've got some issues with the muscles and the anatomy at large. Part of it is just because she's like, her elbows were tucked in like that, but I think there's more to it than that, so that's, while turning her arm, I kind of noticed this, so I'm gonna spend some time working on them now. Actually, they look too short again too, and I was having this problem before. I measured her arm length, and I can't see her proportions underneath her clothing, so I'm guessing the arms are right and her body is what's wrong. I don't know if it matters that much since it's going to be covered up, but just for my peace of mind, maybe I'll move it around. But the thing is, if I lift her legs anymore, she looks ridiculous. I guess I have to remember, this is not a realistic human. Not really realistic proportions. But her arms definitely feel short. No matter what I do to her legs. I don't know, there's something wrong here. I'm getting something wrong, I know that. I just can't figure out what. They're kind of at the same level as the belt. So let's see what it is. Like right here. that's more or less where her crotch should be. Okay, so yeah, her torso is definitely too long. She's just got absurdly long legs is all. That's why it's throwing me. It reminds me of like when we have old medieval illustrations where artists weren't looking at human form because all of their references were like fully clothed people, and like before pre 14th century when clothes started to get more tailored, and like that's when they started using belts and things, and then you would wear more than just like the big flowing robes. And so art from before then, it's like you've got the head and then like this big rectangle of nothing, just fabric, and then the feet and the arms hanging out someplace, like the hands, and you can clearly see they don't really have any idea what's going on underneath that. Like they haven't looked at enough references to know what the body looks like underneath the clothes, because it just wasn't that tailored. And it's really comical to look at, because it's just like these feet coming out at places that don't really make sense. The head doesn't look like it's attached to the same body as the feet. Anyway, it's making me think of that, trying to just like guess what's going on underneath the clothes. Now she's got this tiny little torso. But I guess that's more right. I mean, that's a common style, making the legs really long, making her skinny and long like a little deer. People like that a lot. Her butt's too big for her belt though. Oh dear. Now I'm getting distracted. I'm supposed to be working on the arms. How has this happened? I'll have to decide at some point how I want to do the retopology. Like, do I want... I can't think of any great way to do it other than, do the entire underskirt, do the entire overskirt, and do her entire base mesh, because the alternative would be to cut off the skirt at some point, like, insert something so that there's like a cutoff there, and there's no reason not to do that, because I mean theoretically if she were being used in a game I wouldn't want people looking up her skirt anyway, so maybe I'll do that on like the underskirt someplace around her knee or something, and that'll save polys, because then I don't have to go any higher than her knee on her base mesh. It's probably what I'll do. I can't remember what I did last time I did a skirt. I don't know. It's been a while. I think skirts are pretty tricky. Maybe that's not a original thought, but Just like, I don't know, sometimes like, if you look at it, you glance at a character model and you think, oh, that looks easy, it's just like a skirt. How hard could a skirt be? But there's a lot of technical considerations that you might not think about at first glance. It seems simple because it's just like one piece of fabric, right? I intentionally chose this one because I want to get better at drapery. So I was pretty sure I was setting myself up for a challenge. Again, it doesn't really matter what's going on under here. I just like to have it, like if something like is really ridiculous is happening on her base mesh, like her butt's up here or something, or it's getting really weirdly shaven down like it is right now. I want to be aware it's going on, so I know something strange is happening, and maybe I need to be thinking about that on the layers on top. But I also, you know, I have some artistic liberty. Like, it's looking pretty okay above her base mesh, so I'm not too worried about it. If that's convincing, it's okay. There's some weird spots, but it's not crazy. Like, whoa, what's happening to her? Let's add the overskirt, and it's all it's all clipping through again. I don't remember how I got here. There's some, oh right, I moved her waist up. I'm supposed to be working on the arms. Where did your hair go? Oh, my hair! Even the model's hair. It's like, it's right there, man. Yeah, it was time. So the way I do my hair is I just, like every 3 months, I just do a buzz cut. And that's great, because it's free, and I'm cheap and lazy. So that's where it went. Why is it lumpy? Why are you lumpy? Male privilege. You could get a buzz cut too. No, it was overdue, so it was a bit more dramatic than normally. I usually do it like I think every 3 months, and it was getting to like 4 or 5 months because I just forgot to do it. Just paid 112 quid for a haircut. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Have you considered buzz cutting your hair? Just as a thought. No, that would be sad. I don't want anyone to have to do that if they don't want to. But that is a lot of money. Wow. Is that a normal price for a haircut? I had no idea. Used to shave the undercut yourself. Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, shaving, it's pretty easy. You just put on the right attachment. You don't even have to see what you're doing, which is ideal for when you're doing it to yourself. But, yeah, I wouldn't want to have to, like, trim it. I know people who do it where they have, like, a setup with, like, one mirror in front of them and another mirror behind them so they can look in that mirror to see the reflection in the mirror behind them to actually cut the hair behind their head. But I tried to do that once, like, to clean up the backside, even just of a buzz cut. It's really, really hard because it's not just mirrored once, it's mirrored twice, and that makes matching your motions in the mirror really, really difficult. I always come up, it's even more crooked than if I just do it by feel. And then just let the bleach fry off on the inside each month. That keeps it nice and short for you. 5 years ago when I was rich, I used to pay $300 for a dye and cut. Wow. That was a fancy London place. Yeah. 5 years ago when I was rich. That was with your job that also gave you a stipend for your clothes every month. Or it was like your part of your job was to look fancy. That's insane. That is insane to me. Yeah. Sixthly American, I looked at 150 quid. Yeah. Oh, you gotta go do the rookies thing. Oh, I thought you had already done it. Okay, well, good luck. You're gonna be great. You could ad-lib the whole thing and it would still be great, so... enjoy, I guess. Have fun. Do well. Talk good. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna look up 150 quid too, just to make sure I'm not being silly. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's pretty much what I was thinking. Watch me fake it. Bye! Yeah, I have like a vague understanding of conversions and like with that and like Celsius and kilometers, things like that. I vaguely know. I can ballpark it, but if someone were to give me an exact figure, I'd say I have no idea. This crease confounds me. What are you doing? I don't think it quite makes sense. I think if that were in 3 dimensions exactly as it is, it wouldn't make sense. I think there was a bit of 2D fudging going on there. But maybe I'm just not understanding what I'm looking at. I feel like when you're working at this level of density, it's kind of just going back. I feel like, you know, I'll put something down and then I'll just mush it around until basically that whatever I just did is gone again. It kind of feels like you're just going back and forth, erasing whatever you just made. I don't think that's actually happening. I think it is slowly working towards a better form, but sometimes it feels a little counterproductive. Like this, that right angle doesn't make sense. I guess it's just a very sharp crease. I don't know. I'm not convinced the fabric would drape like that. I'm gonna kind of follow that concept. When you are following, especially with a stylized concept, it is really good to match like the creases exactly as they're drawn, and not just say, "Oh yeah, I'll make some realistic creases." But in this case, I don't think I can quite follow it exactly in a way that will look good, because it doesn't quite make sense. At least how I'm looking at it, unless there's something I'm missing, which is also possible. It's always possible. I generally try, like I'll start with matching it as best I can, and then the spots that don't work will stand out really obviously, and so either drill in and try to figure out why they don't work so that you can fix them matching the concept, or just decide that doesn't make sense, I'm gonna take some artistic liberty and fix this in a way that does make sense. think it's probably also not a bad idea to have some references of similar drapery, just like in a similar style. So maybe if I could go and get some more examples of 3D models, I thought I do have one. It's really, they're pretty simple. It's a very simple style. They don't have, I mean, part of it is the shader too, so it's kind of hard to tell. I would love to have just like the high poly mesh model untextured. I should do some digging around. I might be able to find one. Someone to put it on ArtStation for the game. Oh, well, all of the models, as far as I understand it, were made by one person. So I'll just actually go to her ArtStation right now. No, not a lot here. No process images. There are some more characters though. I'll grab some of these and put them on my reference board because that'll be helpful. It's always good to have. Got... Oh, this is actually really interesting. Okay, wait. This looks really goofy from the front. So like the game, if some of you haven't played it, it's like it's a isometric game, so you're always looking at him from above, and he looks really goofy from the side. That's hilarious. I'll have to think about how do I want to render this character. Do I want to put it in the perspective that Hades is in? Not all of the characters look that silly from the side, but they definitely have like kind of a bobblehead look. If you look at this guy. It's interesting to me because I would think in a game where you're looking down on the characters, you wouldn't make, if anything, you would want to shrink their heads because the perspective is going to make them look, make the heads look bigger, unless there isn't perspective, unless it's entirely forced by the proportions. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just some interesting things though. But anyway, I'm distracted. I'm trying to be looking at drapery. So yeah, let's look at Orpheus again. What's his name, right? That's of course part of the shader. They've got some outline effects. I don't think that's in the texturing at all. It's really cool. This one is actually hard to tell that it's 3D. I mean, if you look at it a little while, you can tell, especially if you are a 3D artist. But I could imagine for someone who's not, they could look at that and say, "Oh yeah, that's a 2D drawing." This guy has some good folds. His shirt is kind of like her shirt. Good stripes here. It's actually looser than hers, but that's a nice example. So yeah, it's very, very simple. Not a ton of detail, not like common stylization effect with creasing. It's like to exaggerate the crease, so where it pinches, it'll actually, I'm not sure how to describe it, but it creates extra volume on a crease, and then they don't do that here. It's pretty simple. Like a, yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. Oh, wait. I love this. I love this art. I don't want to work on art. I just want to look at it. It's so cool. Here's a nice example of a big skirt. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but these are all Paige Carter. I think she did the models for all of them too. I believe there was one other person also in modeling, and then it was a separate person for rigging, but Paige Carter was the person who did like the majority of the modeling work for characters and environments. As far as I understand it, I might be a little bit wrong about that, but alright, cool. So yeah, here you can see the concept and the 3D model side by side. That's awesome. Normally when I'm not streaming, I would have this whole thing on my other screen, so I would be able to look at these simultaneously, but for your guys' sake, I won't leave that, because then you won't be able to see the reference at all. So I'll just work from this one while streaming, and then I'll use these other guys more regularly in my own time. I think this line, well, see, it's hard to say, isn't it? Oh my gosh, come on. I want this line to connect there, but it doesn't, actually. It doesn't move like that. It has its, so I don't understand what's going on under here. We've got, it looks like there's some pinching here. Is it being grabbed by this sash? Why do you all move over here? I don't know. Maybe it just looks nice. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Probably I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'll treat myself to a subdivision. I think it might be time. It's so fun. It's so exciting when you get to subdivide, when you've been working in something a little bit just like ridiculously low for a while, and you get to subdivide, and it's like it's a beautiful feeling. It's like butter that's just at the right temperature to spread. That's what it feels like. Like you've been working with cold butter all this time, and you subdivide, and suddenly it's room temperature or even a little bit higher. Yeah, that's what it feels like. But it only works if you put in the time beforehand at lower geometry, lower subdivision, because otherwise you're going to have a lumpy mesh. I even now have kind of a lumpy mesh, but that's okay. I wonder if this would work better if I just pulled it back a little bit. It would feel more rounded. Oh yeah, see the lumpiness? That's what I was trying to avoid by waiting a long time to subdivide. And in some spots it's okay, because fabric does get kind of lumpy like that. But in other spots it looks weird. And I don't know what I'm going to do about these sleeves. I don't like the way they look in the concept, personally, the way it's like it's being pulled up here. It makes sense on the bottom because it would be grabbed by this shirt and pushed up, but why is it going up here? Does it have another, does it also connect to the collar maybe? I don't know. On the front it's not like that, it's pretty much straight. I guess I'll just follow the concept and not worry about it. Trust they're doing the right thing. Here, the reason I'm having a problem is because there's a star. Five-sided star, so it's always going to look a little bit weird there unless I change the geometry. got the flat, and then there's a sort of a curve, and that one is also split in half. Okay. Kind of having a hard time seeing that part. It can be helpful to just stop and really take a moment to analyze it, instead of going full steam ahead like I was doing. So there's that. And then we've got that. Again, I don't really know what to do here. Of course it's covered up, but I don't think it makes sense. So maybe I'll just... I will also cover it up. And just not worry about it. I'm definitely overthinking that part, because it will be covered by this sash, and you have to really get in there to look at it without the sash covering it. I'm not planning on showing it in any angle. So, definitely overthinking it. You know, of course you want your model to be perfect, you want every single crease to make sense and feel right, but if this were for actual production, that would be just a really unrealistic timeline, because that takes time. Frankly, I don't want to be boring and be spending all my time tweaking that, because that's not very interesting to watch or talk about. Oh, I didn't realize the shirt ended there. I thought it was just clipping. Oops. want these subtools to be so close together that they're even thinking about clipping. Like, I'm thinking about, it doesn't happen in ZBrush, but in Maya, if you have subtools, but they're not subtools in Maya, objects, whatever, too close together, and you zoom out, and you can see them, like, smooshing up against this. They start shimmering, kind of, with the Z fighting, just from zooming out. And you can adjust that, like, you can get rid of that visual effect from happening when they're not actually overlapping, they're just so close that it kind of starts happening. But the fact that it starts happening is a sign to me that they are a little too close. Like, I'm thinking about when it's animating, I don't want them to be like that. So I just want to give it a little bit of breathing room. And of course, underneath this shirt, we have no breathing room at all, because both of these subtools need to be on top of the base mesh. And right now her boobs are just like, they're just saying hi. I would really like to fix that. I haven't decided how I want this to go in the end. Probably, I mean, technically, I think these sleeves are connected to this shirt. Something like that edge loop, they should be combined here and here. But I don't think I really need to do that. But they should align with each other there at least. But since this isn't real life, with every layer I'm giving it a little bit more space, and it starts looking silly by the time I get to the top. Oh, come on. I get stuff like that again. So yeah, maybe that means it's time to get rid of the base mesh. This looks so funny in some spots where, like, I just give up on the creases underneath the belt or underneath the sash. I think it's coming along though. I'm happy with this. I'm hard on it, but I actually am pretty happy with how this is coming along. It's slow. I'm usually not quite this slow. I think I get distracted talking. And of course, there's one thing I'm not thinking about, which is that for all of these, in the end, I'm going to be extruding them inwards just a little bit to give everything a little bit of thickness, so it doesn't look like paper thin fabric. That's pretty standard, and that's going to make everything not fit the way it's currently fitting, which is another reason why it's good to give everything a little bit of breathing room if you can. To be honest, I'm not sure if you'll ever actually see the... Okay, that's where. So this is the one spot where you'll actually see the undershirt. I think probably... Well, one way I could do it is I could connect the undershirt and the base mesh. Like in the retopology, those could be 1. Since it's skin tight, that would be really easy. And then they could just like get down to here and just cut it completely off and close that hole. That's most likely how I'll do it. So I could actually, theoretically, I could just delete this shirt again, and at the very end, just extract a little bit from the body and just have it exactly the same shape as the body. And I think I will do that, because that's gonna make things easier. So I'm just gonna hide it. I'm not gonna delete it just in case, but I'm gonna make a little folder for guys that I'm planning on getting rid of. If I can remember how to make a folder, sheesh. Just call it to delete. Because I think I had another one in here somewhere too. What was it? I'm probably not going to keep this hair. But I do want it visible now. Okay, well, I'll just have a folder with one thing in it. Nice and tidy. Oh, where her sleeves go? There we go. This one's hard to edit precisely because I'm still in dynamic subdivision. This is what it actually looks like. A little bit pointy, but I think it's gonna say, no, don't crease it. Oh, actually creasing it? No, don't crease it. Fine. That's gonna save work in the end though, even if it makes it a little bit harder to work with now. because I don't have to be worrying about, you know, if I want to make a big change, I don't have to be fiddling with each and every vertex, trying to keep it from getting lumpy, all of that. So it looks to me like it drapes, it catches on her shoulder, and then falls down. What's strange to me is that it curves back up. Maybe it's just the fabric piling up on top of itself. I don't know. That's another thing that I'm spending too much thought and worry on, because it's a tiny detail on the backside of the character. So you're really never gonna be seen. Like in the render, yeah, sure, I'll have a turnaround. I'll show the back in 1, maybe 2 shots, but no one pays attention to that part. If it were actually in the game, well, actually, she's a goddess, so I think, well, no, she's not one of the main gods, though. So let's say maybe you'd fight her or encounter her in 3D in the world. She'd be so small, and you would rarely see it from behind. So it's really, it's definitely overthinking it. But that looks better. That's starting to look better. Okay, so here I have a problem. I think I'm really gonna have to start ignoring the base mesh, is where it's gonna, because I've measured the belt. I really want to keep the proportions it's got right now the same. I don't want to change them, because this is, you know, it's a nice reference point where I actually measured it compared to the rest of her to get it proportionally exact to the concept, and I'd rather not mush around with it. So if things start clipping together underneath each other, they need to adjust to it, not the other way around. So what I'll do for now is just think about, I don't need any of this. I'm gonna keep her torso because I got rid of the shirt, so for now I want that still visible. But I'll just leave it like that, and now I can be free. But I haven't actually deleted it, so I still have it in case I need it. But I don't have to worry about it while I'm working. There are a lot of bits where this skirt and the sash come together that I don't like. I think what I need to be doing is making more of a fold where they connect. I think that will kind of fix up what I don't like about it. This is also a little bit lumpy and uneven. It would do well to be smoothed out. I've had a lot of trouble with this sash. I'm not really sure why. Maybe some more volume there would be good. You know, I want it to look like two soft bodies pressing up against each other. So we got fabric against fabric, so they should both be kind of rolling up where they're pushed against each other. It just gets kind of this lumpy effect that I don't like. I'm not sure why it's happening. Normally, the workflow that I used where I started out, I still got them. Low subdivisions and worked up. It's not really lumpy. I guess it is a little lumpy here, so maybe that's the problem. I would say the sash against the skirt is probably the most difficult thing I've done on this so far. It's really been a challenge for me. I've gone back and forth many times. Off stream, I spent some time working on it because I don't. It can be helpful if there's a part I'm struggling with to just like work on it without anyone watching. As much as I would like to be completely comfortable streaming, sometimes I do get kind of nervous, and if it's something that I don't know what I'm doing, I'm like, I don't want anyone seeing me doing this. So I even worked on it off stream, tried to figure it out, and I still haven't quite got it. So I want a little more fabric here, and then underneath the skirt I want it to dip down, or sorry, underneath the sash, and then I want the sash to imitate the same thing, where it gets a little bit more fabric here, and then it dips down, and then it does the same thing on the bottom. Now for the underskirt, I especially want it on top, because that's how gravity will work. It will collect up here where it's pulled, and then there will be a little bit of a lump, but mostly it'll just kind of relax underneath the sash. And for the sash, it's the opposite, so there will be less collecting up here. In fact, not much at all. That crease is just matching the concept. And then most of the volume will be collecting down here, again, because of gravity. And all of this stuff will be pulling towards this point right here, where it's tied. And I don't know why that's causing me such difficulty, because I understand every bit of it. I know what I should be doing. I know how to do this. I know every step of that. For some reason, it's looking lumpy and bad, and I don't like it. And maybe it's another thing I've been looking at too long. It's okay. It's not terrible. But I want it to be better. I want it to be good. I want it to be something that I can walk away from and say I'm proud of. And right now I can't say that. And that's okay, too, because this is not finished by any means. No part of this model is finished. But still, I do want to put more work into it. Part of it might come down to the sort of cross-section, like the vertical cross-section, because, well, for one thing, I made it too thick. I did that on purpose, so I didn't have to worry about it. But if you look at it from above, say, turn off the body, it's got kind of a squarish shape still. And I think most likely fabric pushing fabric would be pretty circular, especially considering the form underneath it. This thickness here might also be causing some problems, because I want this here to appear to be curving around. You know, there should be like a lot of ambient occlusion there, where we have two pieces. Like, you know, they're curling into each other. They shouldn't be clipping into each other. They should be curving and then pressing against each other. And the way I've got the subtool shapes right now, that illusion won't be happening even now, and especially not once I do the retopology. So that's another thing I should work on. I think that might help. It's kind of tricky to work on that now, though, so I won't yet. But yeah, that's my ramblings about this sash, why I don't think it's quite working, and some things that I want to try. I'm tempted to go back down to a lower subdivision level, but I'm not sure that's going to help me much at this point. That's kind of my default. Like when something's not working for me, so okay, go back down, delete the higher subdivisions levels, and kind of try to figure it out again. Figure out what's working and what's not working. But I've already done that several times for this sash, So that might not be productive at this point. It might kind of just be going back and forth and not really changing anything, not getting any new understanding of any part of it. And I just remembered the belt. I don't want to be doing that without the belt visible. I want the belt visible while I'm messing with this. Let's turn on a curve here, that'll help. I think this belt will be really fun to sculpt once I get the base shape down. Actually, all of the metal things, they have these little blobby, it's like filigree, but it's really chunky. And I think that part is going to be really fun. I'll do it as a separate subtool and extract it off the base guy. Probably. I think that's how I'm planning on doing it. And that'll be really fun, but getting this base shape, I don't like this. I don't like doing hard surface stuff like this in ZBrush. I mean, I built this, like this guy in Maya, and imported it, but I decided to bring it into ZBrush because it's hard surface, but it's not very hard surfacey hard surface. Like it's asymmetrical and it's lumpy and flowing. So I thought maybe doing ZBrush would be easier, but even still, I'm kind of uncomfortable doing it like this. It feels wrong. It feels inefficient, really. I completely messed up my ZBrush the other day. I had to reinstall it, and I lost all of my preferences, like my saved buttons that I have down here. It was completely my fault. I was really stupid. When I uninstalled it, I was like, yep, delete all of my preferences. I just wasn't thinking about it at all. And as I clicked it, I just thought, oh my god, I'm gonna lose all my buttons. And I don't remember what I've put there. I know that I need them, and when I go down to grab them, I'll miss them. So I ended up spending a couple hours just like working, and every time I went down to click a button, I was like, oh, that one's gone. I know what I need to add. So that was really annoying. But it's almost back to normal now. I think I have a few in the wrong spot because I'll go to look for them and I'll find them somewhere else. But I believe I have all of them now. The space is all filled. So unless I got something wrong, they should be all back to normal, more or less. But yeah, if you don't use like custom configure, if you don't custom configure your ZBrush, I would definitely recommend it because I save a ton of time having like these buttons that normally I'd have to go through the tool menu and then go into a subtool, or I don't mean a subtool, I mean a sub-tool menu, and then it's a sub-menu in that takes a while if you're doing it constantly. So I definitely recommend doing this. It's really easy. there are like tutorials on YouTube, but honestly, you don't really need a tutorial. It's pretty self-explanatory as long as you know where to look. Yeah, it's super fun. You can also, like, if you've seen people with their ZBrush is a different color, and I don't just mean they've cycled through the different appearances, but like they've got these really custom colors. That's also how you do it. You do it up in the preferences, and you can configure it. Oh, actually, I'm not. Maybe that's in. I don't know. Maybe it's this, the sub palette. I did it once, and honestly, I like the orange. I like the black and the orange. It's especially appropriate, and as we're coming upon October. And I don't know, it just seems right. It's the ZBrush colors, so I like it. But some people have some really great color schemes. I love what they do. It feels like it's like shiny ZBrush, like Pokemon shinies, but ZBrush. It's always fun to see how someone else has colored their ZBrush. It's like a personality test or personality measurement. What's the word I'm thinking of? Whatever. You know, whatever color your ZBrush whatever color your ZBrush menu is set up to says a lot about you. Yeah, but this belt has some crazy curves in it. It's just like, some of it maybe I shouldn't be following this precisely to the concept. Especially this bit, or not, sorry, especially these things, because I think part of that is probably the concept artist trying to illustrate perspective more than anything, and foreshortening. Like, you know, how it curves up on the sides. I think that's just perspective. But she does also have some weird stuff here, where it really is not perspective. It's a little bit wonky. And I found that the easiest way to get this shape where it gets bigger and stranger in the back was to really follow all of these curves precisely. And I kind of like the way it ended up. It's a very flowing, like, oceanic sort of look, which reminds me of her hair and the idea of like the mist, goddess of mist, fog, whatever. Feels right. It feels right to have some her metal pieces to be very light and airy and flowing. So when I do extrude this to give some thickness on that matter, I want to make it pretty thin. She seems a lot more delicate than, well, pretty much any character I've ever made. I usually make pretty heavy guys. I think I'm just drawn to those concepts. They're interesting to me. I like the short and stout characters. Probably why I like Wolverine. I'm so excited for the Wolverine game. I know I already said this, but... I mean, it looks like Spider-Man, like the new Spider-Man, the really good one, but Wolverine. And I love this Spider-Man game. Really, really loved it. And I like Spider-Man, the character. But Wolverine is like my favorite. And it's gonna be by the guys who made Spider-Man, so it's gonna be awesome. It looks like there's you can ride a motorcycle at one point, so I'm really hoping like throughout the game maybe there will be kind of an open world component where you can just ride the motorcycle around. That's pretty much my favorite thing in games. And you get to be my favorite guy. What's not to love? Oh, hi! Yes! So, yeah, it's a Hades concept. This is purely fan art. It's not an actual character from the game, but this artist, this concept artist, made a character based on the Hades style, so it's really, really cool. They did an amazing job with it. I saw it, I was like, I have to do this one. I normally spend like hours trying to find a concept, hemming and hawing. I have a few good ones, but I saw this one, I was just immediately like, I have to do this one. No question about it. Oh yeah, new ZBrush license. I did have to. I broke down and got it. I really didn't want to, but I decided I couldn't really go without it. Yes, it's good. That was a big draw of it. Was its cloth practice. I don't do a lot of long drapery like this, so get to practice it now. Now that I'm earning the big money. Exactly, yes. Yes, they are definitely paying me to do this. I'm good. Yeah, just chilling, working on this, having fun with it. It was kind of difficult in some spots, but right now it just feels like it's just breezing along. Yeah, how are you doing? Thanks. She seems to have disappeared. She's become the Invisible Woman, but her clothes anyway are coming along. Just left a TA session, now back to work, and not trying to get too stressed. Yeah. You're streaming for the company. Yeah, so this is Firestorm. It's not, well, yeah, I mean, you could call it an outsourcing company. We just take client, any commissions for whatever people need in 3D, or I believe also some illustration, though I might be wrong about that. I kind of just joined recently, so I don't know entirely what we do. Um, but yeah, then also streaming for them. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing it for Firestorm. They're a very cool bunch of very talented artists. I felt very honored to come on board because like they do some awesome stuff. These are really cool, talented guys. What's the work that you're doing, Patrick, that's so stressful? Or not stressful, I mean, don't get stressed. We can practice that again, describing the company. Yeah, yeah, I'll work on that one. Just got a 3D freelance job for some assets. That's awesome. Oh, do you have an art station? Yeah, I do. I can link it. Yeah, congratulations on the freelance job, Patrick. Don't stress. You got this. You're a very good illustrator and 3D artist, so like you got this. Apparently the workflow is a bit different than you imagine to be. Is it like a workflow that you haven't done before? That's kind of my fear, is finally getting a job, and then they say, oh yeah, and by the way, we do a workflow completely different than anything you've ever heard of, and you need to know it. You need to already know it. No PBR material is basically just basic lit. Oh. That's crazy. I would be really interested to see if, I don't know if you know if how much you can talk about it, but that would be a cool thing to see. Like, you should do that in your stream. I'd be very interested. But I assume probably you can't show too much. Hello. Wasn't expecting to meet you somewhere other than CGS Snack. Oh, hi. Well, who is this? Wait, I don't know who you are. Currently NDA, but we'll see if we can show anything after it's released. Nice, yeah. Completely understand. I think I'm gonna leave the sash alone for now. It's got some issues, and I'm really struggling with it, and I kind of just want to leave it again. I keep saying I'm gonna leave it alone and come back to it later, and I'm gonna keep doing it, because it's just not working for me. Not that active on me anymore, but who knows, I might come back. Oh yeah, I remember Damien. Hi! Nice to see you. Nice. Yay, CG Spectrum buddies. Lots of CG Spectrum buddies. It's awesome. Thanks. Yeah. Sorry. I'm really bad with usernames. Like, I can see your name is actually pretty similar to Damien, but I don't recognize it. I think I got sidetracked from working on her arms. Like, it was like probably a full hour ago. That's what I was trying to work on, and somehow I ended up working on something completely different. Finally getting back to it. Oh, Heather just did a talk on the rookies, and of course she gave it to Twitch. Oh yes, I'm getting some advertisement from Heather. Excellent. Don't tell her I described her company very poorly. I totally know what we do here. I'm a functioning, competent employee. Um, yeah, this character is just for fun. I mean, it's a portfolio piece, but it's also purely just for streaming because when I started streaming here, I was just about to finish the character I was working on. I just finished my final class at CG Spectrum, so I'm just like, I didn't have anything to show on stream, so I decided I would start a new character. Always good to have a new portfolio piece, but it's not for an actual game or anything, just for fun. And it's based on Hades' art style. It's a fan art character, original character that a concept artist made that I found on ArtStation. This is her name. If you want to look her up, actually, I'll put her ArtStation in there too. Since I was advertising myself, I might as well advertise her as well. Very talented artist. Very cool stuff. Guess how Heather describes the company. Yes, tell me, how do you describe the company? No, don't tell her that. What do we do? What do we do here? What are we? I did. It's party and gaming nights. That's true. He's definitely not lying about that one. Creative collection. Agency of artists that provide content and solutions for contractors. That's what I said. I'm gonna pretend that's what I said. I'm 100% copying that and saving it, committing it to memory. Oh yeah, she's still going. Brain is melted now. Yeah. I hope it went well. Sounds like it did. It was fun, great. I'm sorry I missed it. I need to pay more attention to scheduling when I schedule, apparently. Gotta scuttle into London for a drink and draw with Peter Ocampo. Oh, right! I remember you talking about this. That's gonna be awesome. I assume you're gonna talk about bears the whole time. Or that one bear in the... oh gosh. In the game with the bear. Bears and dead things. Yes. Very good. This mask is gonna give me a lot of grief forever. So the mentoring on the Firestorm website, so it's better than doing it for the Siege of Spectrum. I think I'm legally obliged to. No, I actually haven't seen the mentoring. I've heard really, really good things about it. Like um, I've heard quotes from people who Heather has mentored. Um, I would say it's definitely a good thing to do. Maybe do both even. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you, I guess. I'm not gonna rig the character. I don't know anything about rigging. That's something that I can't decide if I want to learn it, or if it's worth the time to learn it. You know, like, some studios don't need you to do that. Others expect you to be a one-man band, you know, especially indie studios, which I'm usually more inclined to and more likely to get a job at. So it seems like it might be worthwhile to learn, but at least for now, I don't know how to rig, so I'm not going to. Very much depends on what you're looking for and what you want to achieve. One-to-one mentoring is great for development. School is better for network building. That's well said. There's some really great mentors at CG Spectrum, and there's some very talented artists at Firestorm, so I wouldn't say either one is wrong. And a best mentor, yes, of course. Yeah, for people who are looking at CG Spectrum, well, I mean, it depends on what you're trying to achieve, but I mean, objectively, Anna is the best mentor. Yeah, I did think you were gone already. You snuck back in. That's good, because I wasn't giving good advice. Get stuck learning for yourself, doing new projects, or trying to learn new things. But you did, I mean, you already did the class at CG Spectrum, right? Or did you only do, like, did you not do all of them or something? Procrastinating. Doing all CGS courses, oof. I did 2 of them. I mean, like, all in one field. I don't mean like literally all of them. That would be really interesting. Did the beginner one because you thought your business in 3D school gave you so horrible that you had to start again. Oh no. You did such a spectrum beginner through advanced, but you didn't really follow the tutorials, and yeah, you had Anna mentoring you through the projects you wanted to do. Concept art course and 3D course and illustration. Wait. Is that 3 different courses, or is that 2 courses? Is that 3D concept art, or is that 3D and concept art? 3 different, okay. Patrick is rich. Not anymore. Freelance gig is paying well for enough time. Nice. That's great. They only had the concept in 3D courses back when we started. Advanced illustration. I'll be honest, I don't really know how any of the 2D classes work. I don't. They're like, there's illustration and concept, or are those the same? I don't know. I don't know anything. You guys are off in your own world. Or maybe I'm off in my own world. And for advanced you learn about pens. Oh, they teach you what a pencil is. And then for advanced you learn about pens. Intruder in the 3D section. Yeah, I mean, you've got... Now you're stealing our jobs. Come on. Literally every 3 student hated you in the fungi session. That's true. He was just a little bit evil. Patrick is AI. Possibly. Oh, bye. Have fun. No, yeah, I mean, if anyone can get any job, if any artist can get any job doing anything, I don't have any complaints. You guys can steal the 3D jobs. You deserve, you deserve money too. I mean, I started out as a 2D artist. I switched to 3D. So I'm pretty much in the same situation, except you're a lot better at 2D than I am. I didn't get that far. Sonic portraits looks really nice. Thanks. They're not. I mean, I'm not a bad artist or anything. I'm just not. I'm not at a professional level. For there's so many professional 2D illustrators better than me. I'm not competing at that level. I would, in an ideal world, I would really love to make comic books, graphic novels, maybe something like that. Which is why I studied 2D art, and it was partway through that I realized this is not a viable career path. No one actually makes money making. I mean, unless you're really lucky. So I wanted to branch out a little, but it's it's still a life goal of mine to make comics one day. Just like maybe self-publish for myself and not worry about making money. Just do it for the love of it. So it's not like I have these wasted 2D skills or anything, and someday I will use them, I hope. And of course a lot of it is also transferable. Studying 2D anatomy is, I believe personally, I think you need to learn how to draw before you can do 3D if you really want to do 3D well. But I think there are people who would disagree with me on that, so Mm. Heather told us not to in the meeting not to say we're bad, so don't say that. Haha. I'm not bad. I'm just not the best. I'm not great either. Dave proposed that he also did his own comics for a while, and he works on professional AAA titles. Hold on, gotta Google this guy. I might know him. There's a few guys I see around a lot who do like comics and 3D. It seems like there's a subset of people who do that sort of thing. I always just like instantly fall in love with their work. Oh, I don't think I actually have seen him before. Oh, that's awesome. I will definitely have to check that out. Oh yeah, he's awesome. Really cool work. I ever thought about doing hand painted models and then 3D illustration? Oh yeah, I've lately like my last two characters really were pretty much entirely hand painted. I haven't gotten into 3D coat yet. I got the free trial. It's like a month-long free trial, and then I forgot about it. So my entire free trial is gone. So now I don't know what to do. Maybe I can get a new email address for it or something. But I've been hand painting in Substance Painter, which is a little bit backwards and silly. But I really, really love hand painting. I think it's awesome. It's so much fun. Oh, you have to go too. Go buy some groceries. You'll starve for the next few days. Please don't starve. Please go get some groceries. Check out his Garfield comic. Thanks for coming, also. Bye-bye. Let me know when you find nice story. Okay, wait, hold on. I have too many thoughts at once. Check out his Garfield comic. Is it just like one comic, or did he do a... I'm not sure. Could you tell me what it's called or something? Maybe a link. Cause searching Dave Repose at Garfield didn't wait. Hope it's not this. I hope you're not referring to this. When you see sexy Garfield, you are right. Okay. I actually did find something else. Stream Mom's not around, so I can do whatever I want. This is what I found when I searched it. I guess he retweeted it. But yeah, when I find nice tutorials. Oh, you also got 3D Coat. I want to learn it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think when I heard all my 3D Coat recommendations, you were also there, so I won't recommend whoever I've got written down right now. I'm pretty sure you were asking for the recommendations. Substance kind of sucks. I didn't mind it too much. The biggest problem was partway through. I would just use paint layers instead of fill layers, and it would start bogging down the computer. Because I guess Substance just isn't designed for that, and so I'd have to export all the paint layers, re-import them as one fill layer, and do that every few times throughout the project so that I didn't crash my computer. Otherwise, it wasn't terrible, but I know 3D Coat is better. I mean, that's the standard. I've seen lately what is a common practice is baking in Substance, getting a basic light and shadow generator baked and made, and then exporting those to 3D Coat to start, and then doing all the rest in 3D Coat. Yeah, there's the sexy Garfield. I'll have to read that after this. Get the base down in Substance and then head into 3D Coat, yes. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean I'm trying to remember, in the Hades, there's a video that the texture artist of Hades did. She did, actually, I think a couple. I almost want to say that that's in Substance Painter, though. I don't remember it being different software, but I did watch it a while ago, so I may be misremembering. But this might actually be an interesting project. there's not a ton of hand painting. It looks mostly generated to me, but I could be mistaken. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell until you actually get down into it. I mean, it's actually a lot of flats, really, unless those are... I assume those are real-time lighting, not drawn. Anyway, yeah, I definitely want to learn more hand painting, more 3D code, more everything. You have 2 tutorials you want to follow, both from Zug Zug. I don't know if I've seen Zug Zug. Hold on. No, I actually don't know if I have seen him because I'm not subscribed. Sweet. Yeah, in my opinion, hand painted is where it's at. It's just, that's what makes it exciting to me. If I'm doing like realistic textures, it just kind of feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel interesting or exciting or creative to me. It's certainly a lot of work, and I admire people who can make like realistic textures, but it's not for me. What is his website called? Oh, well, there's their art station anyway. Oh, it's not one guy. It's a studio or a team. Sweet. I will bookmark that. Thanks. Also, for realistic, you gotta learn Substance Designer. I would also really like to learn Substance Designer, but it's definitely not really in the direction that I'm headed. So I probably shouldn't. It'd probably be a waste of time. But it looks like really fun to me. Seeing things like some texture artists have done in Substance Designer, that's really cool to me. But it is definitely, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it for stylized art. That would be very interesting to see. I think I am making her arms too skinny. My fear was that I would make them too beefy, but I guess I was so afraid that I went too far the other way. something to remember always is the armpit is always deeper than I think it is. I used to always run into trouble with this every time I got to the armpit. Like I would leave it too shallow all the way to retopology, and then I would always have a problem with the retopology because the armpit would be too shallow. You gotta make it deeper than you think. I don't know if everyone has this problem. I've had this problem long enough that I assume it's universal, but it probably isn't. But I always gotta remind myself it's deeper than you think. I think it curves a little more than that. It's just kind of an awkward thing to make in 3D. It, like, topologically, it's awkward. Good that I only do hard surface modeling. I'll bet you'd be good at character modeling, though. Technically, you should be right with your anatomy practice. I mean, there's a few things. There's a few extra things to learn to do 3D, but I think generally the brunt of the work of character modeling is anatomy practice. So I think you'd be fine. Working on characters instantly means so much more time. Working on a cute little prop, you can push that in a day. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how long a character takes. I saw a job posting the other day that was talking about, it was for a character artist, and they mentioned in the responsibilities that, like, with an emphasis that you would not only be making the characters, but you would also be making the clothes and accessories and armor and whatnot. And, like, yeah, it would. What surprised me about that was, obviously, like, if you were, can you imagine how easy a job it would be if you were just making the base mesh? Like, you could do that in a day. I loved that they specified, but it was just, it was such an absurd idea that you would be doing just the base mesh. It would be so quick and easy, and it would be nothing. All the accessories where things suddenly become a lot of work. I don't know, maybe there are some people who just make base meshes. I mean, I could see it happening in like a really AAA setting. Oh my gosh, stop pressing V. Like where you have people who just make rocks all day. I could see having a base mesh character maker, but other than that, I don't think it comes up very often. Her thumb looks so silly. I need to work on that. Looking forward to these absurd news from GTA 6 devs again. People only worked on the horse treasure parts for months. Oh. I understand what you mean. Did they really spend months on that? Oh my gosh. It really is. It was unnecessary. It was truly unnecessary. Yeah, I assume they're doing ridiculous stuff like that in GTA 6 too. I am gonna have fun with those fingernails. That will be a blast. I keep putting it off because it's like that's my little treat. That's gonna be the fun part. So I'll save it for last. Something to look forward to. It's gonna be fun though. They're amazing. First I have to eat my vegetables and make these fingers look like fingers and not little sausages. Sausage fingers. Alright, well, it's coming along. I'm gonna end it here because I'm getting very hungry. I want lunch. I gotta stop scheduling these at lunchtime. Thanks for coming. I believe Heather has another ZBrush stream tomorrow, so definitely make it to that. And then she's back to normal on Thursday, and I will be streaming on Friday, so hopefully you can make those. Since Heather's not here, I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want even when she is here, but I might hear something about it. It's 2.5. I've been doing this for 2.5 hours. I'm good. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your Tuesday. Go make friends. Enjoy the last day of September. Spend some time outside if you can before it gets cold. Ugh. Alright. I will see you all later, and bye-bye.